Welcome to Mimi Makes. I'm so glad you're here. Let's get crafty. Today we're going to make a wooden tic-tac-toe game. These items I got from a local dollar store. The artist panels were 2 in a pack for $4, and the letters had 3 in a pack for $1.50 each pack. I began by just laying out the letters, the X's and the O's, into the palette, just replacing, and I'm measuring along the edges because I am going to put dividers in between all of these letters. And I've just made marks on the side. These are the dividers that I'm going to use. I got them from a local dollar store as well, so they're little square dowels. And this is what they look like. They're about 1/2 inch, I would say, square. And here I'm going to just measure how wide. I'm going to put the total width of the palette. So I'm just measuring here. I'm going to make a mark. And I'm going to cut 2 of those out. This is just a tiny little miter box that I have that my husband gave me. It's very convenient for cutting these small pieces. So I'm going to cut these down on the lines that I've made. And I'm just lining them up here with the marks that I've made on the side of the panel. And now I'm going to cut the little cross pieces. So I need 6 cross pieces to divide this into the 9 parts that are required. So I'm just measuring here the width between the edge of the panel and the first little dowel there. And I've got that, and I'm going to cut 6 of these. And here I've just placed them in, lining them up with the marks that I've made when I measured. Here I'm taking some Rust-Oleum chalked paint in the color of charcoal, and I'm going to add some water to this because I want it more to be like a stain than a paint. And I'm going to stain all of those wooden dowels. I'm keeping them in order. You'll see when I lay them down in the next part of the video here. I'm keeping them in order of where I have them inside of that palette because that's where they fit. And now I'm going to stain this entire palette as well. So I'm just painting on and I'm wiping off with a cloth. And I do the whole thing, including the back. I've set that aside to dry, and I'm going to now paint the X's and the O's. The O's I'm using not Rust-Oleum, I'm using, Rust-Oleum chalked paint in the color of linen white, and I'm giving the whole letters a good coat of this. I end up giving them 2 coats each. They were also really kind of rough, these letters were, so I did sand them the best that I could. I gave them a sanding before I did paint them. but they're still kind of rough. The X's, I'm using the same Rust-Oleum paint in the color of Serenity Blue. Once those were all painted, I am going to glue these cross pieces down now. Now again, I'm keeping them in order, and I am using this Beacon Fabri-Tac glue. I love this glue. It's a little on the pricey side. I think I paid $24 for that, but it goes a long way. And what I love about it is that it can be used on many different products, as well as it dries clear, so it doesn't leave any residue behind. And I just love using it, and it sets up in about a minute to a minute and a half. Now I'm going to give this a good distressing with some sandpaper. So I'm going over all of the edges and really focusing on the edges and bringing out that natural wood color from underneath. It gives it a very high-end look. Now I'm just placing the letters inside. There are 6. How many did I do? I guess maybe 4. 4 of each of the X's and O's for each player to play with. So when they're all in there, I'm sorry, there's 5 of each. There is 1 left over because one person wins. And in this case, the X is 1. And there's that extra O. That's it, it's all done. I love the distressing on this, it looks great. And here I've just set it outside on my patio. On my coffee table out there for guests to play if they should like to play this game. Thank you for joining me today. If you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button. See you next time.